This is Mentally Dope. Join us, Charmaine and Jasmine, two Black licensed therapists, as we build a bridge between mental health and Black culture. Come on, it's gonna be dope.
Hey, we are back. We are back. What up? It is Stay Mentally Dope. I'm Charmaine. This is Jasmine.
It's me.
Hopefully you guys have been rocking with us for a while. If not, welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the shenanigans. Welcome to the foolishness. Welcome to the education. We are all things.
All of that.
All of it and some more some. Some more some.
And some more some.
Yep.
You heard what she said. All of it and some more some. So, what are we talking about today?
So one of the things that I feel like that I hear a lot, I don't know if you hear a lot, is the idea of I don't go to therapy because it costs too much. People be saying it.
Mm-hmm. And it's legit. It's a legit feeling. I get why people feel that way.
Yes, 100%. My first thing that I will say to everybody is please check into it first before you go off of what other people say. I've had a lot of people who have never checked into therapy before, and they're going off of what someone else says about how therapy is expensive or it costs too much or all of the things. And then I have somebody who comes to me and they have insurance that's covered at 100%. So it's like,
or even most. Yeah. Like it's not a bad thing to pay your therapist a copay. $30. The most somebody's ever paid me for a copay is $40, and that is way more affordable than our full rates.
Yes.
So just check and see.
Yes.
If you have insurance, you likely will have therapy. There's still more that needs to be done.
Yes, 100%.
But a lot of people have therapy coverage.
Mm-hmm. But if you don't, or if your copay is $30 or $40,
and you can't afford it right now,
and that's not feasible for you right now, or you have a high deductible and you can't meet things of that nature. I mean, like those things do happen. So if those things do happen, also check to see if your job has EAPs. That could be a thing too. But
a lot more jobs have EAP services than therapy coverage. Like I think almost every job has to have EAP stuff. So you could more easily see an EAP therapist, employee assistance program, than to just have your regular therapist.
Yeah.
So that's a good place to start.
Yeah. So those things are potentially out there, but if you come to the point where those things are not optionable and you're like, hey, I do need something, I do need to build a process, what do we do if I'm broke, I ain't got insurance, and I need therapy?
Right. And maybe you want to be proactive. Maybe you just like, let me make sure this mental health is how it's going to be because this society around here, it ain't functioning how I need to function and I want to be at my best. Yeah. Or maybe you looking around and like, mental health is raggedy. Like, I'm deteriorating. It's not going well. This is also for you. Either one. Either spectrum, wherever you land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, another shameless plug, though, to also check around at the colleges and universities in your city or your area, because a lot of them have interns and students who are master's level students. So they have the education, but they need the experience. So sometimes they will either do really, really discounted services or they will even free. Do completely pro bono services because these students need caseloads. So they need clients. And so looking at those options as well.
That is an option. And then I will also say, this is not fun, but calling around to places and saying, hey, do you have any pro bono slots? Do you have any interns there? Do you have anybody who sees people at a reduced rate? Most people do because we're therapists. Yeah. We like to help people. We want to help people. Yes. That doesn't mean we're going to do it without limits. Yes. But if you call around and tell people and ask people what's going on, tell them a little bit about what's going on with you, they can direct you to the right people or they can help you with it.
Yeah, and you never know, because like I said, I know for all of for both of us, but also in my clinic specifically, we have pro bono spots. But there are spots because, like you said, there has to be limited. I can't give everybody free sessions, but there are certain ones, and you never know that you may be that. Like a caller that calls.
It was just like, I just happen to have a spot.
Yeah.
Somebody just left. Or I've been wanting to do that and I haven't found anybody to come to me and ask for pro bono services. It could work out in your favor.
Yes. So
don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah, so try those things first.
If you want therapy, if you feel like you need therapy, if you want to dabble in it. Yeah.
Okay, but what else? Like, what happens in those moments? Was like, okay, well, this is not what's working with me. I want to work on my mental health, but I ain't got no money.
Yeah. I feel like that's most of us. It's a common experience. So my first line of defense is looking at someone's body, not like physically looking at someone's body, but going
Like, let me
over,
look at
like,
you, girl.
stand up, let me look you up and down real quick. But being like, okay, is your body getting everything that it needs? So one thing I tell people is sleep like your life depends on it, because it does, right? Like, our health is very closely connected to sleep, how we're sleeping, if we can sleep, how well we're sleeping, the quality of our sleep. So sleep like your life depends on it, whatever it is. College students, we be having these conversations a lot because they have to stay up late, they have to study, or they're partying, and they're just like, I don't understand why my mental health is wrecked. Like, I can't focus, I can't concentrate, I'm crying all the time. I'm like, when was the last time you slept fully 8 hours?
But this is the hard part too, because that to me is a little layered, because we have some people who can't sleep.
Yes, because it's also connected to mental health. If you're having issues with mental health, you might not be able to sleep.
Like, I always say that it frustrated me. I think just like because of who I am. I remember seeing someone that I know, they were on social media and they were talking about how their anxiety is really bad at night. And they were like, what can I do to be able to sleep? And like, there was probably like, I don't know how many comments. It was a good like 50 or 60 comments underneath of people who were like telling him about different drinks and telling him about like different like melatonin vitamins and all of these different things. And nobody mentioned dealing with the anxiety. Like, not one person mentioned actually like dealing with the mental health part of the anxiety that causes you to not be able to go to sleep. Like that could be an option. Like, that a lot of people, that yes, we need more sleep, but there are certain factors that blocked us from being able to go to sleep, which a lot of times that is the overthinking, the racing thoughts, the anxiety, all of those things that happen, that you have the inability to close your brain off. I always say that it reminds me of like, do you guys remember like back in the day when your computer would like overload and like your first thought would be like, Control Alt Delete and cut it off, and then sometimes the computer would like not cut off.
No, it would just stay frozen, and you just like
why is this not cutting off? And to me, it's like the same thing that happens to our brain sometimes. That like our thought is like I need to go to sleep, shut it down, reprogram. And if it does do that, if everybody will do that, great.
Good for you.
But
you have good wiring.
Yes, but there are other times where we're like Control Alt Delete, holding down the escape button, and our body's just like, hey, bing bong, bing bong. Like, I got nothing.
Bing bong.
Yes.
It reminds me of something else. Okay, so this is also a good point to say, as you're listening to this, take this information, take what you need, leave the rest. Don't let any of this be a source of shame for you, of just like, well, I'm trying and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. The point is not to say like you're not doing enough and that's why you're not doing well. That's not what we're saying. Hear me when I say that. That's not what we're saying. But I am saying these are things to think about and to be intentional about if you can.
Yes.
Take what you need, leave the rest.
And I think that she also brings up a good point, that everybody's bodies and situations are different.
Absolutely.
I cannot stand for someone to come to me and be like, well, I saw online all of these steps I need to do and none of them worked. Yeah, because that doesn't really work for you, or you have something else going on.
Or that's not even why you're struggling with what you're struggling with.
100%. So, yeah. So, like, well, the socials told me I should be up doing yoga every morning, and then like I'll feel better for the rest of the day, and I've been doing it every day, and it's not working. Well, that might not have been like for you. So like Jasmine said, being able to recognize like what works for you, take what you need, and also recognizing that everything does not work for everybody.
Absolutely. Not even us, not our clients. I say that all the time. Try it. We'll try it, see if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll do something else. We'll try something else. So sleep is a big one.
Yes.
And if you can't,
journaling before bed is honestly a big thing too, because if you have those racing and those overwhelming thoughts, sometimes it does help to be able to process what thoughts are going through your head.
It doesn't even have to be coherent. Brain dump. Yes. Put everything on the paper and leave it there.
Literally like the non-coherent, because sometimes my before bed thoughts will be like chicken, like head, like grief, like dog,
it's the grocery list,
yes,
it's the feeling,
and then suddenly I'm over here. I'm like, okay, wait. So like I spent this money on this. Wait, so if she's my auntie, that means she's out. Like it's like a weird list of all the thoughts going to your head. It's brain dumping it
It's
all out.
busyness, it's energy. Channel it through something.
Also, guided meditations can be a good one to try at night. Soft music.
And finding the ones that work for you. Because I
Yes.
send people a lot of meditations. They're like, that didn't work. That's stupid.
Yes.
Not every meditation is for you. Find
No.
one that goes with you. Incorporate some deep breathing. Deep breathing. Oh my gosh. If you get the right one and you do it the right way that works for you, amazing. It's beautiful. Changes everything.
Exercise, yoga before bed, stretching before bed, being aware of things that we watch on TV, the people that we talk to. All of those things can go into us having or trying to have better sleep and a better regimen so that we can get the sleep that we need in order to be able to function and take care of ourselves better.
Yes. And like we're really saying, like, have a ritual. Do a thing before you go to bed. Do a thing that helps your brain be like, prepare you for, we're about to go to bed. This is about to happen. So that might be like, take a shower, take a extra long, luxurious shower or bath, like whatever. Find your rituals, experiment with what works for you, and do it. Be intentional about it. Do it on purpose.
Yes.
Because when you are well rested, everything else follows.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean everything's perfect, but the person who is well rested makes better decisions, right? They're better partners, they're better at work, they're better functioning, their mental health is better.
Being clear-minded is like a big thing. And for all of these things that we're going to list, you know, that trying them one time and then saying it did not work is not always the best thing. Just saying.
Which I've done it. I've done it before.
Me too.
I did it. It doesn't work. What's the point?
Yeah. Well, I did that thing that you said for me to do. It didn't work. How many times did you do it? Yesterday.
And I only halfway did it because I didn't really want to do it. But
Yep. I had an attitude and I didn't want it to work because I wanted to prove that it wasn't going to work. Okay. Well, best of luck.
yeah. So look up some sleep hygiene tips, which is basically what we're talking about. There's tons of lists out there that'll be like, this is how you need to do it. This what could help. This is what you can consider. Try it. See what works. See what sticks.
Yep. Okay. What's another one?
I'm going to say not drinking alcohol without limits.
100%.
I'm not saying I'm anti-alcohol, okay?
Because we're not.
Or really, listen, do what you do. I don't care how you imbibe, all right? Handle your business. But it should not be done without limits.
Or to me, I think that we should also be aware of our motivation behind the drinking. And like you said, then putting limits on it. If every single time I get sad or hurt or frustrated, I reach for the bottle.
Or you have to smoke because of that.
Yeah.
Because there's just some intensity there and you are not able or don't want to deal with your emotions. Yeah, have some limits.
Yes.
That doesn't mean completely cold turkey. We understand that even a maladaptive response is still a coping skill. It may not be the healthiest coping skill, but it is helping you cope. So I'm not saying go cold turkey or whatever, just raw dog it through life. I shouldn't say that, but I said it's too late. So what you should do though is have limits. If you know you're someone who struggles with your mood, I said it, it's too late.
Okay.
All right. If you are someone who struggles with your mood and you get like seasonal affective during the winter, you get the blues, or you just tend to be a depressed person, it's not going to be the best decision for you to lean on alcohol because it's a depressant. Right? You should remember that. So like if that's where you skew, you have to know yourself. What's not best for you is to add alcohol to that equation because it's going to make it worse.
Yeah.
So have limits.
Yes, 100%. Another one is also being able to lean on your support and ask for help if you have it. If you have a support system, which hopefully you do, or see if you can find a support system. It may not everyone was unfortunately born into situations where they have support systems, so it may not be your family. You may not have like lifelong friends, like people that you've known for years. So it could be like going out and finding a support system, like, you know, finding friends or finding people to be around you to be that support system that you need so that you can ask for help. We say all the time, we're not supposed to do life together, like you know, alone.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No one heals in isolation. That's not really how that works. You actually do better in community. You do better asking for support, getting support, and all the things. So, and leaning on all those people, leaning on them to help you, not to be a crutch for you. leave that out there. Like, this is not for you to call people every time, just tell them to give things, like, you know, to give you things. And like, that's your help. That's not really the help that we're talking about. We're talking about actual support. And sometimes the support is holding you accountable. And sometimes the support is the person who's asking you, how did you go to sleep last night? What was your sleep routine?
How did you sleep?
Like,
are you okay?
Yeah.
You don't look like your normal self. What's going on?
Yeah. So like, having those people who actually hold you accountable, not just enable you.
That's part of it. And then we can acknowledge that a lot of people, I know this is the case for you and me, a lot of people that we see in therapy, they're there because they don't have supportive families, or they have the opposite of supportive families or friends, or they just move somewhere, they don't have resources. So asking for help is not only just people. It's also like, what if you have a really hard time cleaning right now because you're like in a down phase? What if you just get someone to come clean your house?
Yes.
Or what if you get a friend and some accountability so that you guys can clean together? Right? Like, asking for help is not just that. It's also like, do what you gotta do. Don't sit and suffer if you can help it.
Yeah. And I think that, like, that's something that, like, I know that me and Jasmine have done before, but I also have had clients who do it too, that like if I know that, if I know that like cleaning up or whatever is going to be hard for me, like, I can have friends who I call to, like, okay, I'm going to clean, you're going to clean, or like stay on the phone with me while I do this. Like, me and Jasmine, okay, I need to do notes, like for my clients. We're going to set up on this time, and we're going to be here together to like anchor each other in this moment. And like, so yeah, I have some clients who were like, yep, me and my friend are on the phone together, cleaning our kitchens together. Like, I think it's those things that, like, the person is not like, doing it for you. If they can, that's great.
Yeah,
but
amazing.
if I need to clean my kitchen and so do you, then like, we got to find a way to like, show up for each other in that way.
Yeah. So it's more just like, ask for help. Ask for a way. Don't put everything all on yourself. All right, you got a pile of dishes in the sink and you don't want to do dishes, and you can't cook because you have so many dishes that aren't clean. All right, order food.
Yeah.
Order food. Like, it doesn't have to always look this way. The house doesn't have to be spick and span. The chores don't have to be all done. That's not a reflection of who you are and your value and your, like, all these things about you. You can just get through the day and get what you need and then figure out the rest later.
Yeah, but also I think that we also can recognize that for certain people, I know that how I am, my space around me affects my mental health. So if the space around me is completely like dirty or like messy and things of that nature, then
I'm stuck.
Jasmine is stuck to the
I'm stuck to the tree. Okay,
good.
We got it.
Okay.
No, but it's okay.
I was saying words.
You were saying words. But if the stuff around you.
Yes, if my space is cluttered and dirty, then that also affects my mental health. But if I don't have the energy to do it, then I need to be able to ask for support to be able to get it done.
Look back at it. It's done. Is it done?
I didn't.
Okay. We have problems. Okay.
If you're new here, sorry. If you're not, then you know us by now. Okay.
So, but that's a good point. A lot of people, they need their space to look a certain way, which is fine. Like, sometimes you gotta sleep with the laundry unfolded.
Yes,
or even still on the bed.
But after a while,
that helps you.
Yes, but after a while, I'm like, dang, this laundry has been sitting here for a long time, and now I'm at the point where I'm like, what's clean, what's dirty? It's probably dirty again because it's been sitting here for so long. Those are the moments I'm like, okay, I need help, and I've been there. Or like the closet looks like someone has like thrown up for like months now, and you're just like, I need somebody to come in and help me with my closet.
Absolutely. And then it could be easier, and it shouldn't be shameful to just be like, hey, help me come clean this up.
Yeah.
Like, can you come just help me reorganize my closet?
Or I'm gonna put you on FaceTime, and I'm gonna sit you here on the floor.
Don't go anywhere until I like make progress in X, Y, and Z.
Or maybe I want the other person, because like, that's me. I'm gonna hold it up. Jasmine, should I keep this? Keep or throw away? Like, which pile should this go in? Like, just like sitting with me through those moments. Like, it's
however you do it.
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter.
And tell you another one. Take like self-care, but taking care of yourself, like the practical ways. If you need to make your annual appointments every year, your physicals, like go to the dentist, go to the doctor, like those things, hopefully we can afford them. But also, even if you can't, being aware of things going around you in the community, like when they have like wellness fairs and things of that nature, like take care of yourself as much as possible.
And there's free stuff out there too, of just like information and being able to look up stuff and be connected to communities that don't cost anything, but
Yeah.
that actively nourish your mental health.
Yeah.
Look for it.
Yeah.
What else?
So I know that like we mentioned journaling earlier as far as the sleep part. So like having that too, like having some kind of output of like you journaling, like processing your thoughts, getting things out. Also tell people too that this is the hard part when people don't know how to journal and they don't know what that looks like. So I'm asked constantly of like what does that mean? Like what do I write
What do
about?
I write?
Yeah. So like they're for one, you can Google journal prompts and like you'll get thousands of journal prompts.
Or you can get a journal that has journal
Yes,
prompts in it.
or you can get a journal that actually has the prompts in it. So like every page, you're writing down different things. Like, and there are some amazing journals out there that are like journals for like different prompts every day that are like have like goals and different things. So like journaling is effective. It's amazing. And if you don't know what to journal, there's always things that you can journal about.
And it's your jam. I mean, if it's your jam, we'll say that. Like some people, they don't like journaling. It doesn't have to be a physical writing down journal. The Notes app gets a lot of speed on my thing. I have tons of notes all the time that are just like random thoughts.
And like voice memos that like turn into notes. Yeah.
All of it. So however you need to do it, but it just matters that whatever's happening on the inside of you doesn't always stay on the inside of you, because for some people it just sits in there and it just decays.
Yeah.
And it eats at you, versus like, this is really hard. I just need to say this out loud. I just need somebody who will listen. And sometimes maybe that's a friend who will listen, but not everybody has that. But put it somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't always have to like hold on to it and do nothing with it. Do something with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what else. My favorite thing, which is play. We need play. We don't talk about this enough. I think that we feel like this is really normal for kids, of like, they're a kid, they're going to play. But we don't stop needing play when we become adults. We need play just as much as we did when we were kids. We were just allowed to do it more when we were kids.
And play may or may not look different. And I say that because, listen, I am a big kid. Put me on a trampoline park, put me in like a bouncy house if I can get into it. Like,
You ain't got to put me there. I'm going.
Yeah,
If
yes.
there's a bouncy house and there's kids, I'd be like, can I join it? Can I?
give me a swing, give me my vertigo does not like I'm full with like swings and like merry-go-round
Yeah,
stuff
we
I
off
used to.
that.
But still saying like things like that, like kickball, like baseball, like all these things.
And I don't know why we act like this. Adults play all the time. There's adult baseball leagues, volleyball leagues, video games, like, and I think guys do this a lot better than women do, for sure, because they will just like go play basketball, right? And that's a game.
Yeah, 100%.
They'll play video games. That's a game, and women are just like,
I don't know. It's because like to me, it's the difference. I still love doing certain things. I don't know if you remember me telling you guys like, I bought a hula hoop and I love just a hula hoop. You can put hula hoop on with some music. I'm just in there like getting my hula hoop on with the music, like skip bow, like doing all those things, the hand claps with the babies. Like, yeah, we need playtime.
constantly.
Yes.
Like on a regular basis. So that's one thing that can help. Like if you lean into like the depression and like the sadness, having some play, and like we're saying, play is often physical. It's not always physical. It doesn't have to be physical, but it helps when it's physical.
But I think like that's another reason why, and I had this with a lot of my clients, a lot of reason why a lot of people did not realize why they were struggling so hard when we were all quarantined, because there was a big aspect of play that was missing for a lot of people. That play for interaction, that was like being able to go out and do things.
It's also very social.
Yeah, and
play is usually social.
and they did not realize that. So I had a lot of clients who were like, "Well, I don't understand like why I'm so like sad and why I'm so depressed, and like I'm too old for this." And it's like, no, you're not.
That's a fundamental thing that we have to have to thrive and be well, is to be able to play. Like it literally helps our brain. We can go into all the science of it, whatever, but it's good for you. We talked about like learning pickleball.
Yes.
I love any kind of, I like line dancing,
Yes.
salsa dancing.
Jasmine is a big
anything.
line dancer.
All of the things, whether I can do it or not, whether you do
It does
whatever
not
you
matter.
do well or not, it doesn't really matter. It matters that you enjoy it. So one of the things that I ask my clients who struggle, which a lot of people struggle with play, of like, what am I supposed to do with my time? And I said, what did you like to do when you were like little? What was your favorite thing? What was the thing that you would get lost in? Playing in the dirt. Oh, I really love the Barbies and hula. Like, you don't have to do that stuff, but it also is not bad to get back in touch with the stuff that you used to like as a kid.
Yeah.
Right? It awakens that in you.
And I think, like, I don't know, there's something about, like, when I have kid clients and they bring their toys to session, listen, I will be having a full conversation while I'm, like, braiding, like, you know, the My Little Pony's hair and all this stuff. And it's just, yeah. One thing I can say that I love about me and Jasmine, the most times we do not care how crazy we look or how, like, special we look doing dances that we have no idea what we're doing, but we're going to do them anyways. And because that's what play is. Yeah.
Just being silly, just doing it on purpose, and having a regular way of doing that. Maybe you have like family game night. Maybe you meet up with people and like people you don't even know. You don't have to know people to play well and just be silly.
Yeah, I think that sometimes it's like we literally need those. I remember like having like a like wound up like work day or whatever, and I went home and I went to my sister and I was like, hey, I'm finna put on a nonstop twerk session, 30 minutes, and neither one of us are gonna stop dancing for the next 30 minutes. And like that was it. Like,
you know, like Grey's Anatomy, when they used to have just like the dance thing where they would just dance. They wouldn't say anything, they would just dance if they were having a hard time.
Yes, and it's just like we need like the body and the physical.
Absolutely free.
Yeah.
Put it on YouTube, dance.
Yeah.
Breaks in between work. Twerk it for your mental health. Okay? All right. So there's that. What's next?
Putting limits on social media. Because listen, the socials be socialing.
I honestly hate talking about it because I feel like everybody knows we need to do it. Everybody knows it's important, but it is also hard to do.
Because it's addictive.
On purpose.
Yeah.
They made it that way.
That's how it's supposed to be. It's addictive. It's just like part of like our normal regimen sometimes. Like my phone will literally tell me sometimes you pick up this app at this time. Like, oh, okay. Well, thank you, phone.
What you got on your phone?
Like when it'll tell you, like, you know, you normally do this at this time, or like, you know,
I don't do that.
Really? I'll get in the car and it'll be like, you normally drive here at this time, and it'll like, you know, send me the address. And
you want my business? I don't like that.
Yes. So yes, my phone does do that. Well, it'll be like you normally pick up Instagram at this time. Okay, but I do.
Mind your business though.
But I do. So yes, there's those things though that like were so ingrained. I remember one time I moved my apps around on my phone and like it confused me for a minute because I was so used to like swiping and hitting, and it's like, oh, it's like not there anymore. So like, but putting limits on social media doing what social media is supposed to do, because it is a platform that shows us other people's controlled content, because it is controlled content. So we see the controlled content of other people, and sometimes that has negative effects on us.
And I think it's no different than the alcohol, right? Like if you have trouble with comparing yourself to other people, if you have trouble feeling happy about your accomplishments, right? Or just looking to other people to feel good about yourself, it's just like alcohol, right? You're not going to do something that contributes to that negative feeling. You're going to have limits around it. So I'm not going to be just scrolling and doom scrolling without limits, because it's going to make what you're doing and what you're feeling worse, right? So like that means like maybe you got an hour and that's it. Or combined for the whole day, you got 3 hours to be on the internet and that's it. And you're not spending too much time looking at this. What did she do? Oh my God, let me see what she did. And then you're spending that time afterwards being like, why don't I have that? Why doesn't my life look like that?
But I think so there is a balance to that too, because I often tell people taking a break from social media does not cure that though. So if you have an issue with self-esteem or comparison or whatever, you can take a week break from social media and that issue's still going to be there. So it is putting a limit on it, and making sure that you deal with that, so that when you do come back, you just don't dive right back into the same problem that you had before, or you don't spend 3 hours because now I got to catch up on everything that I missed in the hour break that I took earlier. Like, so like figuring out how that looks for you.
Yeah. And I think both probably is the answer, right? Like you need to know why you do that.
Yes.
And I think that some people also, it's just naturally kind of who they are. They look to other people for those things. And for their health, it's good for them just not to intersect with it. Like even consider not being on social media at all. It's revolutionary. Some people don't do that.
Yeah.
I have a friend who is never, like, she might have some pages, but she's never on social media. And one of the reasons is because she knows herself in that when she gets there, she'll be there all day. And so for her, she might as well not even open the box, right?
And to me, it's that too, that sometimes social media can be a distraction, and a distraction from things that we need to be dealing with or need to be dealing with, or need to be doing. So if I'm not dealing with myself, if I'm not dealing with my life, I'm just spending my whole day scrolling, then social media is a distraction from what you actually need to be dealing with.
Which is not always bad. Some people use social media to dissociate. We got scrolling, we got the stuff. I get that.
With limits.
Exactly. Right? Like we said, we ain't going to be drinking alcohol every hour on the hour because that's not good for us. But we're going to have limits about it, right?
Yes.
We can be social drinkers. We can be social scrollers. We can be weekend scrollers. We can
Which
have
goes
limits.
back to like what you said of knowing yourself. Because we also can't compare ourselves to other people, because somebody else may be able to do that and be just fine. But you know for you that it may not be, that's not going to work for you like that.
And you have to know yourself, right? What's the self-talk when you're really deep in it versus what's the self-talk when you're not? Look at those two things. See what you can do. And then also maybe even curating your social media for you. I'm real heavy on this. You don't have to follow everybody. You don't have to let everybody follow you. You don't have to have everybody to have access to your page. You don't have to see what the latest news. A lot of people say they use the social media for this and that. That's not what I use it for. I use it for entertainment a lot of times. So my TikTok looks a certain way.
Oh, 100%. And I think that I never realized that at first, because sometimes my friends would be like, well, you didn't see this? And I'm like, no, I didn't see that, because that's not part of my algorithm.
And I don't want it to be.
No.
I did it on purpose. I'm telling the algorithm, I don't want to see that. I'm looking for this.
Yeah, so a lot of things I just don't see because that's just not what my focus is. And I think that that's a big thing too, because there's so much on social media. You can have a whole page full of dancing videos. You can have a whole page full of recipes. You can, all these different things.
Just cooking and homemaking and all that. And if you love that, that gives you life. Or listen, some people really love the cleaning TikToks, and that will help them get up and be like, you know what, I feel like cleaning.
I'm not
that.
gonna lie, I love watching them, but it does not help me get up and clean anything. I just
but
love
maybe
watching
it
people
doesn't.
do it.
Maybe it doesn't. But some people do. Sometimes, if I need to get inspired, I'll be like, let me watch a few cleaning TikToks. Let me see if I feel it in my spirit.
Yeah, there might be over the ordinary stuff that I'd be like, oh, he used this, and this, and this still sitting over there in the box. It's cool.
Okay, we'll see. Different strokes for different folks. Okay, but whatever you need to do, curate your social media for you. It's yours.
Yes.
It is not for anybody else. You do not have to keep up with the Joneses. It can just be fun, sewing, cooking, ha-ha time. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
So that's it. So, we know that mental health is not as accessible for everybody as it should be. That is our platform. We stand on it. We have a lot of issues and bones to pick with so many different government officials and everybody else who is not making it as accessible as it should be.
And that have the money to do something about it in the art.
But
because it shouldn't look this way.
While we are here, we're going to give you a couple little tips, a little razzle dazzle, we'll sprinkle it out there of ways that we try to take care of ourselves in the meantime, in between time.
Yeah. And this is not exhaustive, so jump in there and be like, well, this actually helps me.
Yeah.
Right? Or
Give
just
us some tips.
When I'm in a season of where I can't see my therapist, this is what I do. And this is what kind of keeps me anchored. Tell us, share, have it be a learning space for everyone. We can crowdsource this thing because we have to.
So teach us, let us know, how do you stay mentally dope? You see what I did there? Okay. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and catch us on the next video.